hey, success, you made it, you got here. Congratulations to you. I hope it was easy, and we're trying to make the process as easy as we can. And so, congratulations on that. And our plan is to, every week, talk about 2 of the readings that are assigned in our lectionary. And then we'll do one more, we'll do the gospel reading, and that will be my typical sermon. So 2 short ones, so you can view them and talk among your friends about them, or maybe even text me or email me and say, hey, Pastor Tom, what this and that, whatever you want to do. But it will be more like a devotional for the first 2 of the 3 readings, and then you're going to get a typical sermon. So you can fast forward, to keep it, within your time frame or whatever. So welcome and great job. Today we're going to talk about Psalm 23. And it's one that we're very familiar with. You might want to run and go get your Bible. And it might be a good idea before you start these things is to have your Bible ready. And we'll read the verse, or we'll read the passage together. And then we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Psalm 23 is one of those Psalms that you have to be really careful when you're talking to Jewish people, because they're going to go, oh, did someone die? Am I dying? Because it's almost always used in their funeral services. It means something totally different from us. Even though Psalm 23 I have used many times at a funeral service, but for Jewish people it's a little bit heavier. It's a little bit, you have to be careful with that. So the logical question is, what is this suburban boy talking about, sheep and shepherds and stuff like that? What does he know about them? And I do think, I've seen some sheep as I was driving down the road in the pasture lands, and I think at one time my daughters were young, and we went to a petting zoo, and the sheep came in with wanting the food, or maybe they were goats, I'm not sure, I don't remember, but you're right, I don't know much about sheep. I just know that sheep and shepherds, boy, are they written so many times in the Bible. And they don't sound to be very smart animals. I do have a book that I did read a long time ago. It's about a shepherd looking at Psalm 23. So I read that, and I had some pretty good insights, or learned some pretty good insights about that they're not the smartest animals. They're sort of dumb. And Isaiah in 53, chapter 53, verse 6 sort of says the same thing. It says, but he says, we are like sheep. It's like, whoa, we are like sheep. We're not that smart either, because we have all gone astray, and we've all turned away from God. And so there's plenty of verses in the Bible that talk about it. And then we talk about shepherd. And again, you'll see that a lot, analogy as a shepherd guiding a sheep, especially with Jesus. Jesus is the true shepherd, the good shepherd. And the people, the sheep will hear his voice and recognize it, and that would be the same to us. So let's take a look at Psalm 23 here. It reads, the Lord is my shepherd, there's nothing I shall want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me to quiet waters. He restores my soul. And he guides me on the correct path for his name's sake. And when we look at those are good times. I mean, I don't know if you've ever sat or had a picnic in a meadow or been around quiet waters. I think of sunny days, and I think of just fun, good times. And the psalm is saying that God is with us in those times. But then, as we continue on with the passage, it says, but even though I walk through the darkest valleys, in some translations it says, even though I walk through the shadow of death, I do not fear, because he is with me. His rod and his staff, they comfort me. And those aren't good times. And maybe those are times a little bit like now, where we are. We see some things that we just don't understand. And it changes constantly. Once we find it, we have a grasp on it, and then it changes. and we're thrown into this whirlwind, we're thrown into this turmoil. But I think there's a lesson to be learned here to make sure that we not put our trust and our hope in the things that we hear on the news, but we put our trust and our hope in our one God. Because his rod and his staff, they will comfort us. And then it continues, he makes, he prepares a meal before me in front of my enemies. He anoints my head with oil. He anoints my head with oil. I can't remember the rest, but I don't have a Bible with me. I'm trying to remember. Surely his goodness and his mercy will follow me for the rest of my life. And boy, that last part there just puts a smile on my face. Because if you think about it, the person who wrote this psalm is so comforted that he knows he's going to live and dwell in the comfort of the Lord, in his love and his mercy. Sometimes it says goodness. And that's just a great thought. So it doesn't matter if it's a good time, like we're lying down in green pastures, or maybe we're going troubled waters, maybe we're going through the shadow of darkness, the shadow of death. It doesn't matter. God is still with us. God is still comforting us. And we will live in his house, regardless of good times or bad. Guys, keep on looking at the website. You will see that the church is officially closed, but we will still continue to come to you. And just keep searching, keep looking, and we'll put up updates when we know, when we know. But thank you, and I hope if you have any comments or thoughts, please send them my way. You hopefully have my card or email. You can always call the church. The church is open, so if there's any questions that you want to come or any concerns come, you can definitely come see me. We're just not meeting together as a group. All right? The peace of the Lord be with you always. And I hope you say, and also with you, because not only do you need peace, but your pastor does too. Thank you, and take care. God bless.